I'm Kristen. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to class. One of the most commonly requested body parts I get in my classes that people want to work on is hips. Everyone wants more open hips, and so that's what we're going to focus on today. I have a couple yoga blocks that I'm probably going to use to help me open up my hips. However, if you do not have blocks at home, no worries at all. You can still do this practice without. So go ahead and get on to your yoga mat. We're going to start in a seated butterfly or Baddha Konasana pose. Soles of the feet come together, knees splay out to the sides, and your legs are creating the sort of diamond shape. Now I want you to take your hands and grab hold of your shins. And then take a deep breath in and pull your heart through your shoulders. Take almost like a little back bend here. You can drop your head back, stretch out the throat, and look up. And then as you exhale, do just the opposite of that. Loosen your grip a little. Rock back on your seat, let your spine round, and tuck your chin into your chest. And then do that again, inhaling to pull your heart through your shoulders, gaze up. And as you exhale, letting your spine round. One more like this. Inhale. Exhale. And then go ahead and come back up to a nice neutral spine, sitting tall. As you exhale, leading with your heart, start to walk your hands out in front of you and fold yourself down over your legs. And then take a few rounds of breath here. Do a little check-in with your body. Notice where you feel any kind of physical sensation from being in this shape. Notice where those areas are that feel a little tight, a little tense today, and see if you can send your breath there. For 3, 2, and 1. Great job. And then start to walk your hands back in, bringing yourself back upright. Use your hands to guide your knees back together, planting your feet flat out in front of you, hands back behind you, and then windshield wipering your legs side to side. Just getting a little bit of a counter movement for that hip opener that we just did. And then please meet me in a tabletop, making your way onto your hands and your knees. If you have those blocks, go ahead and grab them. We're going to come into a low lunge, stepping the right foot forward in between the hands, and then wiggle walking this left leg back in space just to ensure that that knee is behind the line of the hips. Now, again, if you don't have blocks, we can make it work, right? But I do love the blocks here, even if you're someone who already has fairly flexible hips. It's just sometimes nice, especially when we're not super warm and it's early in the practice, to build the floor up to us so that we don't have to put in quite as much effort. So I want you to sink down into your hips and just take a moment to feel what you feel here. You can take some little movement side to side or front to back or just anything that feels good. And then start to shift your hips back and make your way into a half split. So you can walk your hands and or blocks back with you as you straighten out through your right leg. Flex your right foot and spread the toes back towards your knee. And then on your next inhalation, come back into that lunge, sinking downward and forward through the hips. And then exhaling your way back into your half split. And so we've just created a little flow here. Nice and simple, 2 postures, 1 breath. And we'll do that for 2 more rounds. Inhaling as you come into your lunge. Exhaling back into your half split. And then 1 more time, inhaling into your lunge. And exhaling back into that half split. Nice job. And then go ahead and rock your way back into your lunge. We're going to kind of come into a similar flow. with just a little different variation. So go ahead and tuck your left toes under, lifting your left knee off the ground. Now we're in a runner's lunge. And as you breathe in, it's gonna kind of be the same thing. You'll drop your hips down, getting a little deeper, lifting the heart. But then as you breathe out, lift your hips up towards the sky, straightening through that right leg, folding forward. And then do that again, inhaling into your runner's lunge. And then exhaling as you straighten the right leg, option to spread those toes back towards the knee. Good. 3 more with this, inhaling to come forward. And exhaling to take it back. Last 2, breathe in. Breathe out. Good, 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. So just taking it nice and slow, nice and easy. Now I want you to come back into that lunge, lowering the left knee back to the ground, and start to heel toe your right foot all the way out to the right side. Now you can have your right foot flat to the ground, kind of parallel with your mat, or feel free to come up onto the right heel as you drop your left hip back to your left heel. So it's kind of like a little one-legged child's pose. Now I have the blocks underneath my forehead here just to give me some additional support. Maybe your forehead comes all the way to the ground, or maybe you just prop yourself up on your forearms. So take a moment here, collect your breath, see how the shape feels. One more inhale. 1 more exhale. Awesome job. And then gently rock your way back up. You're going to come back into your tabletop. And before we switch sides, let's come into a little cobra pose. So, bringing your chest forward, lifting it up through the shoulders, maybe taking a few rocks side to side here. Good, and then coming back to your tabletop, just to transition to the other side. So this time left foot steps forward, grab your blocks if you have them and want them. And then find that low lunge, Anjaneyasana. You're sinking down through your hips, heart is lifting, chest is proud, and the shoulders relaxed. Nice. And then see what that half split feels like on this side. Take your hips back towards your heels, straightening out through your left leg, flexing your foot to spread the toes back towards the knee. And then that is your flow. Inhaling as you come into your lunge, sinking those hips downward and forward, and then exhale as you take it back into your half split. And we'll do that 3 more times together. Inhaling to your lunge, exhaling to take it back. Inhaling for 2. Exhale. 1 more time, breathe in, come forward. And then exhale it back. Awesome job, y'all. From here, come back into your lunge. Hands can stay on those blocks. We'll take it to our another variation, if that's a word. Our other variation, lifting that right knee up off the ground, coming into your runner's lunge, and then just kind of sinking down through the hips. You still don't touch the ground with that back knee, but we're getting a little bit deeper here now. Inhale, and as you exhale, hips lift. You'll straighten your left leg and fold forward. And then you have 4 more, moving with your breath, inhaling into your lunge. Exhaling as you lift the hips. Remember, option 2, flex that left foot and spread the toes back towards the knee. 3 more rounds, inhaling into your lunge. Exhale. Good, last 2. And 1 more round, just like that. Awesome, awesome work. Now coming back into your lunge, carefully setting your right knee down on the mat. And then starting to heel toe your left foot, stretching that left leg out to the side. Remember, you can keep your left foot flat, or you can come onto the heel of your left foot and let your toes lift as you rock your right hip back towards your right heel. Feel free to make yourself a little pillow like I am, or just support yourself on your forearms. And then take a couple breaths here. Again, just getting curious about how the shape feels in your body. Noticing any sensation. And breathing. Beautiful. From here, rock your way back up. Starting to make your way back into a tabletop. And then go ahead and come back into a seated position, this time taking a straddle pose. So your legs are going to go out nice and wide, just as wide as feels comfortable for you. I definitely want you to feel a little something, a little stretch, but we don't want to take it too far. So maybe just considering, like, where's my first edge? Where might that be? And then from there, maybe even backing off just a little bit to give yourself some extra space to kind of settle into and breathe into. So you can use your blocks for support here as well as you lean forward. Of course, if you don't have the blocks, hands can come to the ground, maybe forearms come to the ground. Some of you might be able just to flop right down on your chest, and that's cool too. That's not me, and that's okay. So wherever you are, just know that it's perfect. You're right where you need to be. We're just gonna hold here for a few rounds of breath. Notice what your feet are doing here. Maybe you flex your feet, get a little more active. Notice how that changes the feel, the sensation in the body. You could also try pointing your toes and seeing how that feels. And we'll take 3 more rounds of breath right here. So breathe in. Breathe out. Yeah, like that's your only job right here. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Breath in. Breath out. And then go ahead and start to bring yourself all the way back up. Nice and easy. I want you to bend your left knee, bringing your left foot flat to your inner right thigh, and then your right leg is going to come more like straight out in front of you. We'll take a single-legged forward fold here. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead. Just get super tall, super long through your torso, and then as you exhale, fold forward over that right leg. You can drop your head, let it go. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Awesome, and then come all the way back up. And we will just switch sides. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Right foot comes to the inner left thigh. Inhale, arms reach up, get tall. And then exhale, fold forward over your left leg. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Good, and then come all the way back up. And we're going to finish right where we started in that butterfly pose. This time a little different variation. You're going to take your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toes, and as you breathe in, I want you to sit nice and tall. And then use that leverage here to pull yourself forward. Elbows will come to the inner thighs, and you can gently use your elbows to press your legs down and get a little deeper into the stretch. Breathing here for 3. 2. 1. Good, and then gently come all the way back up. Again, using your hands To assist your knees together, go ahead and stretch your legs straight out in front of you and just give them a nice little shake out. Good, and then planting your feet flat, hands come back behind you. This time coming into a reverse tabletop. Just giving those hip flexors a final little stretch here. This is also a great stretch for the biceps. You can let your head drop back if that feels okay. And then slowly, carefully lower yourself all the way back down to the ground. Coming into a comfortable seat. And then I want you to take one hand over your heart, the other hand over your belly. Closing down the eyes, feel your body breathing. Maybe feel your heart beating. And do one more little check-in. Notice how you feel, where you feel, what you feel. Hopefully the hips are feeling a little more stretched out and open now. Awesome, so that's it. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel good, keep those hips healthy. Come back to this video. Do these stretches on your own, and I will see you next time. Namaste.